I won't be held responsible at all. What you choose to do with this knowledge that I pass on to you, that's on you. Alright, so for this project you're gonna need about 9 meters of base color. I chose multi-camo for this one. You're gonna need 3 meters of black and about 2 meters to be sure of black as well. You're gonna need a ball. Due to Danish weapons laws, this is a foam ball. If you don't live in Denmark and you don't have as restrictive laws, you might use a pool ball or whatever. Just so you're aware, you can be creative with it. You're also gonna need a couple of spring rings, some elephant wire, bit of satin, this will come later, a lighter, a good scissor, and a type 3 paracord needle and a type 1 paracord needle. And you also need a jig that's capable of doing monkey fists in the sides of your ball. So I'm just gonna put the ball in here. I'm gonna take one end of my base color here, just gonna drop that to the floor. This will be a mess later on, but that's okay. Take the wire here, go around, make a simple knot. I just leave a little bit out here, and then you simply need to go around. 13 passes is adequate for this type of ball, but that will differ if you have a different size ball. So the better you line up your cord as you go along, the easier your project will be. This is actually pretty true for any kind of paracord project that you're working on. And you also don't want it to be way too tight for now. So let me just count that out, because I was talking so I lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And one more pass, that will be 13. And this is where the fun really comes in, because if I stop here at this one, the lower one, then I will be having 12 cords here, but 13 over here. So I need to make sure to go up, and on the same rod that I tied the knot here, is where I'm gonna be changing it up. So I'll be leading it down this way inside of it, and then go this way around. And this is where the fun of pulling the cord starts. 10, 11, 12. So we need one final pass here. And we also need to make sure that we're not screwing up for later. Like so. Now we have 13 here as well. This is the point where we need the type 3 paracord needle. Just screw it onto here. And then we bring it down through this funnel that we have created here. Taking real good care to make sure that we get everything here. And we do. Lead it through. A lot of pulling. So while I'm pulling, have you ever wondered why so many YouTubers are always obsessed with like this video and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment? Well, the answer for that is fairly simple. You see, we spend a lot of time making these videos, and of course we want YouTube to figure out that we're making a great video for you guys. And the only way YouTube does this is through likes, subscriptions and interactions, which is exactly what we need. Also, in my case, every single like that I get on a video is motivating me to make more content. So that's why you're bombarded in videos with like and subscribe and all that. In this day and age, you gotta be careful what you say and how you say it, and also since this particular thing that I'm making could also be considered a melee weapon in case you're using a cue ball or a ball bearing from a truck or tractor or whatever, which has a decent size, then yeah, you get the picture. Anyways, you know what I'm saying? I'm using a foam ball because that's the only way that I'm able to make this legally in Denmark. Which is totally understandable, because the idea of getting hit in the face with a ball bearing from a semi or tractor or whatnot would, well, it doesn't sound appealing to me. So, but the foam ball, however, is just a cool way to do it. One can never be too careful with the way he works his things, and also I won't be held responsible at all. What you choose to do with this knowledge that I pass on to you, that's on you. In case you're stateside and you're wondering why I'm talking in meters, well, as I already mentioned, I live in Denmark, which is in Scandinavia, and I don't really comprehend inches and feet and all that, so luckily there is a thing called Google which can calculate what I mean when I say 9 meters. It's roughly 27 feet, but that's about as much as I can comprehend of it. Also, should you be in the market for a jig like this, I'll leave an affiliate link down below to Amazon, and this jig is available on Amazon in America, but not in the European Amazon, so there won't be an affiliate link for that. Speaking about tools, the scissors I use and I found a couple of years ago, it's actually the same scissor, it's still really effective, is a Kevlar scissor. And this one is from Klaus. It's made in titanium, very sturdy, and I'm actually able to cut 6 cords with it at the same time. I rarely cut 6 cords with it, but I'm able to, and that's kind of awesome. I destroyed 6 pairs of scissors before I found this one, and since then I haven't destroyed any scissors, so that's a pretty good success rate on such a cheap tool. And I've made hundreds of bracelets and whatnot. If you're wondering what I'm doing now, I'm just making sure that I'm not crossing this one, because that would be a bummer to have to work around later. I am almost starting to feel like this cord hates me. I know it doesn't. I love the cord and the cord loves me. Let's see, 4, 8, 11. 4, 8, 11. So as you can see, there is a couple of meters too much cord, but I don't really care because I use my scraps for charity stuff, so it's not really a waste. I'm just gonna cut this here so I still have some wiggle room. And from here from here on out, it's just a matter of wiggling and arranging. As you might imagine, as I pull this, all the cords will get tighter and fit together more closely, so it's going to be harder and harder to make sure that they aren't crossing anywhere. And this is really the sign of a good monkey fist or monkey paw. It's called so many things. Sometimes the trick is to just sit and wiggle until it starts to make sense. So the monkey fists are actually, historically they were made by sailors to have some weight so they can throw the lines to the docks and secure the ships. By lines I mean ropes. They were a lot bigger than this, and the ropes were a lot thicker, but the principles are still the same. Okay, so far so good. It's in the middle of the night now, so I'm gonna leave it here for tomorrow and keep on filming there. So I got some sleep and I'm a bit more fresh. Let's continue where we left off. At this point, you just wanna simply work it around a bit, make sure that you don't have any open spaces, and yeah, just work with it. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So we're just gonna snap this here. Gonna melt it. Be careful not to burn the monkey fist itself. Like so. Yeah, that would be nice to work with. Of course one could leave it, but I'm not going to. Make sure that it's melted and hardened up, and it is. So I'm just simply gonna hide this inside because I don't want this end to be visible. Like so. Then we have this end. Now we only have one end. Time to leave this. And we're gonna take the shorter one of the black ends, which is around 2 meters, and it's way too much, but I have a principle of I'd rather have too much than too little. And as I've said already, my scraps are always used for charity, so it doesn't really bother me that I waste, but I guess one could be more exact with it. I'm just not gonna care much about it because this will make someone happy eventually. So what we're looking for here is basically to make something that can go around up here, and yeah, this looks about right, and you will see when we get there. Then we go make a basic cobra, and this. And it will all start to make sense in just a short while. And you want to have tight nuts on this because you want it to be kind of stiff. so that it's able to hold up. I use my needles and pull like this. If you have a marlin spike, you can also use that, but the needles are a little bit easier to get in when the holes get smaller. So just check up before I do anything. This will, after I cut and melt, it will look about right. But this is gonna be one of the more interesting techniques of doing this. Some might even say, but why even bother? But I bother because if I don't do it like this, it won't look right to me. So that's why I bother, I guess. Like so. And just to say, I have about 1 meter surplus here, so I guess one could easily use with just a little over a meter. Save some scraps. But I do make a lot of scraps and I use them for both charity projects but also other stuff. So it doesn't bother me that I make them. So here's the thing. When you start it up with the nut and then you have this on the other end, those kind of fit, especially if you melt it like crazy, which we're gonna do. Great time to have a ladder that starts striking. And then hold them together until they're fused. And I know this looks very ugly and I'm not exactly a fan of ugly burns, but this will be hidden, so it's okay. So, and then put this through here. And this is the part where if you have some type 1 black paracord, it would be even better, but I don't have any, but this satin will hold up just as fine. And this is what I have right now, so this is what I use. Melt it down so you get an end that you can work with, manipulate, so it can go into this hole on the type 1 needle. Screw it down, like so. And the other end, simply make a knot. I always go 3 times and then just tighten up here and pull it, and it will be filling. Snip that, melt that so it won't slide. And then that'll be fine. And then if you have an imperfection like here, then you want this to be a backside. So sew down into this. Oops, see? I got caught off the corner of the table. So sew down here, pull it up like so. The reason that I want to use these ends here rather than these is because it's less visible in the finished product. Like so. But for now we also want some workspace. So I will just sew in here. As you can see, we're nearing something that makes sense here. So, time to tighten it down. Start from the other end. Tighten that up. Catch the next string. And now this is secured pretty decently here. So what to do with this? Any suggestions? I have a suggestion. We're gonna hide it. But we're not just only going to hide it, we're also going to secure it. So, I'm gonna go in here, like such. Under itself 2 times. And we're gonna snip and cinch or burn. Press it down. And it should now be tightly secured. Get rid of what you don't need. And now we have like a wall down here where we can hide a bit of the excess cord from the ball wrapping. And by now it should start to make sense what we're doing here. We can hide about this much. It's actually pretty decent. Just going to do like so. It will make sense why in a bit, but now we have a clear bend on this. Now for the next trick, we're going to take the big one, which was about 3 meters, and with my miscalculations you can use about 2 meters at least. So this is going to be the clip, not sure what it's called, but anyway, around like so. Yes, this will make sense. Need to tilt it down so you can see. So you want to have about this much of it. So making a loop that goes to the right, making a loop that goes to the left, and under the other here. I'll just go under, over and through, like so. Then I'm just going to tighten this in, and I'm going to check up that it still is fitting. And this, yeah, so far so good. Now I'm going to take my elephant wire and that I'm going to the size. I'm not using my scissors for this. I have fine wire cutter here, like so. Why I'm cutting this will make sense. Don't worry. I'm just gonna take one pass here, regular copper weave, go in, and do another pass here. And then I'm carefully gonna place the wire on the underside, the underbelly of the cobra. Check again. Yeah, this is fitting. Then I'm going to include this, but not down here, where I did the melt, of course. So we're nearing the point here where a lot of people just cut and melt this, but in my tastes and it doesn't look as good. So putting on the needle, going through this tiny little hole, sticking it in. And then the other one. Like so. Like so. And this is, to me, a bit more pleasing than having molten ends here. I'm just gonna cut them here. I could actually also lead them back through here. I might do that, just to show. So I need a bit more to work with here, like so. Then I'm going to take this pass on the back side and just expand that. Pull these through, like so. And then I can tighten this one up. Make sure to flatten them down so they don't fill up as much in that direction. Tighten, tighten, pull, and pull. Yep. And then cut. And melt. And this is actually why I bought my molders bag, to do this, just to get this texture here. And this end here I'm just gonna cut off to make the ending a bit smaller, like so, and do the texture thing. Also helps press it down, like so. Then we're gonna revisit the elephant wire in just a bit. But first, we're taking one of these spring rings for keychains, keys. So we're getting close to the end here, and when I started it, I made sure to secure it down here where the spring ring is open, and I'm going to finish there, but I'm also going to leave a little space. This doesn't have to be copper weave. You could also do a snake knot, which would also look really, really good, I think. I just decided to copper it because it matches this thing quite well. The rest of the paracord's weave themes, and as I said, it's mainly for decorative purposes, so I like the aesthetics of not having too much going on. Oh, and by the way, if you can hear anything in the background, the nearby shooting range is open today, so there's a lot of firing going on. don't be alarmed by it, it's just training and exercise. You probably won't be able to hear it anyways. And this is one of the places where I won't be hiding cinches, because I won't be able to have large fingers and I'm not able to get in there. And it's not as visible with the satin wire. So I just ran out of battery, and I'm not sure that you got that, but I cut the ends here and I melt. I'm not able to hide the melts, but it won't matter that much here because it's satin, so it's not as visible. Then we're going to revisit the elephant wire from before. Now this does require a bit of a finesse. So you take a pointy plier like this, and you want to very carefully start bending it. This would be easier with a jewelry plier, but that's back at home, so I need to wing it, and with very much care I'm able to create a bend. This won't be too rough, too big, that's what I'm trying to say, like so. And then I want to put this in here before it's too late. It might already be, but I think I can mash it in here, like so. And then I want to, very carefully, because this has teeth, I want to make sure that it goes all the way around. This is quite a challenge for me right now, but I know it's doable because I've done it before, like so. And then I want to grab this, and I'm totally not able to do it with my fingers, so I need the plier. The thing is, if I grab it like this and wrap, then I'll have a bigger loop going on the second time, and I don't want that. I want it to be as small and tight as possible. And every time you hear the plier slipping, you also won't be able to hear, but internally I'm screaming. But what can you do? If you have a jewelry plier which doesn't have teeth here, that's way more convenient to do this. But thing of the matter is, you want this to go around a couple of times so it's nice and secure, like so. I do believe this will hold up. You want to straighten the knot for now. Now back to this thing. This is where you want your cord to be packed down nicely in spiral form or whatever, so that you can have it all here. And so that it's actually able to deploy without any snags. Because even if it is for decorative purposes, then it is nice to have the ability to pull it out, also just to prank someone, like so. Make sure that you have it aligned so the melt will be hidden behind this one. So, and then you want to take your elephant wire here. You want to put it through here. I'm just going to put this out again, like so, to have it a bit more under control. Down, And then this will be the anchor point for it. I'm actually just gonna grab my paracord needle here to make a bit of space for the wire to go through. Like so. And then, yeah, this will be going along with the wire, the cord that goes here. Because I also want to keep it all down. So this is the point where you pull the wire up a bit here, because you do need some room to manipulate the wire to go through. Like so. Now that it has gone through here, I'm trying to aim for it to go through here on the other side. Like so. Gonna pull out the needle. Gonna pull it through, like so. Get rid of the needle. And then slowly work the elephant wire through. Actually, I'm not sure it's called elephant wire where you're at. This, where I live in Denmark, it's called an elephant wire, but it could be called something else. So, it's a bit of a sturdy wire, as you can see, and I'm kind of struggling with it, but I've done it before, so I know it's possible. I won't be giving you guys impossible tasks here. As you can see, it takes quite a bit of strength to do this, but the end result is so neat. So, just gonna straighten this out a bit more. And then on this side, what I like to do is just to make the wire go down here, like so, and cut it here. So that I can hide the end of the wire in here. Cut this. Then I'm just gonna bend this down to make a shape, like so. And you might be thinking now, well, that's not very decorative lying there. And you're right, it's not. Totally not. But I still have this one. So I'm gonna take one of my scraps here of black, and I'm gonna put it through the spring ring and through itself like so, thus creating a cow hitch. And I'm not sure if you can see it, but I've chosen to put it down on this side just to get an anchor point. Then I take this one here and I go up and through the loop I'm creating here. And then I go over itself and I go up, actually under and through, and then down through. And now I have two cow hitches. I'm just gonna work steadily around the spring ring. And then I'm just checking to see if I can get one more pass in. I'm not sure, but I'm going for it. That's just my obsession with getting as clean as I can of the finish. Like so. So we have these two here. Can't really hide them, but they won't matter. I'm still gonna get sure they're on the inside. Make sure they're on the inside. Cut. And then just a quick picture. So. And then we have made a pedestal for it, so we can put it like so. Voila! Now it will stand. You can't see that from above. But also do like this. And there you have it. One grenade. Now for the fun part. So, it's about time for the moment you've all been waiting for. This is where we pull the pin. Are you ready? Do need some power to do it, like you do with the regular, well, the lifelike one. As you can see, I have my finger here, and the pin has been pulled, and I'm ready to throw it, or actually I'm able to hit something with it. Pin has been pulled and I'm ready to throw it, or actually I'm able to hit something with it. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy crafting.